Can you hear Frank in the background?
Frank. It's Corey's in the background.
No, singing.
Sinatra.
Singing.
Corey's coming in from Buffalo, New York.
Do I need to sing that song?
What are the chances of us getting out of this interview without talking about wings?
Wings? Wings?
From Buffalo.
Oh, my goodness.
You know, Buffalo's filled with architectural gems beyond belief. People don't realize this about a beautiful Buffalo, New York.
Really?
Yeah. Their cityscape out there was designed by Olmsted. Same guy who did Central Park.
Where do you get all this information?
Influenced by the boulevards and parks of Paris, oui.
Is there going to be a test at the end of the show?
No. Corey's going to help us with all this.
Because you know, this is Distilleries, Breweries, and Wineries of the World.
Yes.
Sitting on my left is young Tim Bona. Sitting on his right is the old guy.
Mm-hmm.
And on the phone, this is the Corey Moscato Show coming to you live from somewhere in the big state of New York, talking about the New York Distillers Guild, and unscripted and unheard of before in any of the 53 contiguous states.
Yeah.
Corey, are you there?
Hey, everyone.
Hey, Corey, thanks for dropping in. Let's not leave Buffalo yet. You're out at Lockhouse Distillery, the first distillery to operate in Buffalo since Prohibition. Down in the old historic Cobblestone District, there's a booming art scene and a huge waterfront parks in Buffalo. It's a pioneer in many ways, isn't it, Buffalo, New York?
Yeah, that's right. So we're located in the Cobblestone District, which was the once a booming district for all of the shipping ins and outs of the grain silo,
right?
Before the Bethlehem Steel days.
Yeah, and you can take that Peace Bridge and walk right over into Canada without any issues, right? In Buffalo?
That's right. We can hit it with a telephone book from here.
All right. Randy, go ahead and ask him about his coffee liqueur.
Hey, how about your coffee liqueur? I did a lot of research on this, Corey. And
Randy loves his coffee.
Coffee is a lifestyle, and generally when I get my blood tested, it comes back caffeinated. So so go ahead, give us some information.
Well, I guess I should back up a little bit. You guys, I'm sure, are familiar with a product called Four Loko.
I've heard of that. Yes.
Well, for those of you that haven't, it was like a energy beer, kind of like a mix between a Red Bull and a Smirnoff.
Right.
That a lot of young, irresponsible drinkers, very unlike ourselves, I'm sure, we're drinking too much of, and the federal government used it as a basis to ban caffeine content in packaged alcoholic beverages nationwide. So that means in most packaged alcoholic beverages that are coffee-based, whether that's a lot of the more mainstream coffee liqueurs or coffee vodkas, there's actually no caffeine content.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately for us, there's a loophole that we're taking full advantage of. So there's a boatload of caffeine in our coffee liqueur for all those morning commuters.
Yeah.
I jest entirely, but for every 1 ounce of our coffee liqueur, it's equal to a full 12-ounce cup of coffee.
Yeah, you can do the double. And go look at this, the revolver. Got some bourbon in the revolver there.
Bourbon in the revolver.
Yeah.
It's more like a Capone issue right there, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I don't know. You got bourbon to the revolver. Wait a minute. You forgot a few things here.
Yeah.
2 ounces bourbon, a half ounce of Lockhouse coffee liqueur, orange bitters, stir all ingredients, with ice until well chilled and strain into a chilled cocktail. Is this a cocktail or is this a cup of coffee in the...
That's a cocktail, isn't it, Corey?
Tell you what.
That's right. The revolver is actually a very time-honored cocktail dating back to before Prohibition.
Right.
It's, coffee liqueur was billed as a one-trick pony for far too long by White Russians, but it's a lot more diverse than that and usable across the board in a lot of cocktails. Personally, I like it over a little bit of vanilla ice cream. I like to make things a little bit more difficult. Couldn't just go for the normal coffee ice cream. I got to add an extra step.
All right. Well, let's go back a little further. This going back to 2012. Governor Cuomo out there started Moonshine when he allowed micro distilleries to go into the farmers markets and the fairs across your state. And so, I mean, a lot of your distillers out there, there's a lot of competition. I understand you want to go on a pedigree, get some regionalization going, and you're trying to bring the rye market back out there in New York, aren't you?
That's right. So with the New York State Distillers Guild, one of our ongoing projects is Empire Rye. We're starting a push for a designation the way Tennessee whiskey and a lot of bourbons have information out there about their geographical footprint, typically. Rye was once the most prominent spirit distilled over the East Coast, and especially New York State. and we have a lot of our producers throughout the state, whether they're members of our association or not, that produce wonderful ryes. So this was the first year of New York Rye Week, hoping to get that designation. We had 6 producers. They have a certain amount of time, ingredients, percentage of rye that goes into each bottle to meet the designation. And next year we already have 18 total signed up. It will be in the first week of November. And with any help, we're going to be making a lot of boom this year with the rye whiskeys coming out of the state with the designation of Empire Rye.
Yeah, it's a circle, isn't it? It began back in the 1640s out in New York with those Dutch immigrants. They were into their gin, just an intimate connection between agricultural life and distilling. And then we went to the rum after the Brits took over. And then we went to the whiskey and we're the corn whiskey. Now we're going back to the wheat rye, aren't we?
Yeah, it's very cyclical.
Yeah.
I think they should come out with a Distillery Channel rye. And we should give the approval of that every time. But anyway, online we have Corey Moscato, and he is with the New York Distillers Guild and in charge of a whole bunch of other distillers in that area. You guys get along okay out there, Corey, under your leadership?
Yeah. It's a big state, it's a big state but a small industry.
Right.
Everybody tends to work together. Very conveniently enough, we all support the idea that we're stronger together than we are apart. I think the phrase of a rising tide lifts all ships is overused, but it got that way for a reason.
Right.
Yeah, and that's one of the things we wanted to provide. That's how we got started doing what we're doing on these shows, is that we found out in the state of Wisconsin and through my travels is that social media and content for your followers, I mean, there's only so much time. You guys work hard. I mean, there's not a day that you're not working hard and producing, and, everything goes absolutely 100% good every day. Do you know that? These guys never have any problems in their business.
Yeah, I know. But what a diverse landscape you have out there, Corey, New York. The Albany and northern region, the central, the Finger Lakes, and then you get into the Hudson Valley, the metro New York City, and the western, where you're at, out in Buffalo. I mean, just lots of ground to cover out there, Corey.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it took about a decade to get where we are, and that same craft boom that's following hot on the heels of the craft brewing boom certainly extended itself to the distilling world. In 2005, New York State only had 4 active distilleries. Now we have over 130.
That is amazing.
Last I checked.
Now, are those all DSPs, or are they,
Those are all DSPs. Now,
wow.
Certain distilleries have a couple different licenses, whether they're a winery or a brewery and a distillery, but that's at least each facility having a DSP.
Yeah. Now, do you have a tasting room in your facility, or how does that work for you guys out there?
We do. At Buffalo, we have a tasting room, but it's more of a bar, restaurant, and cocktail lounge.
Mm-hmm.
Conveniently enough, because we're located downtown, we're located near 4 new-built hotels, the waterfront, a new casino, and with the right set of eyes, you can even see the old manufacturing district from where we're located. So
hey, here's a thought.
We do a lot with music as well.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you should have a summer concert series. Wait a minute, Randy. They do have a summer concert series.
Good idea, Tim.
Hey, it's going to warm up, Corey. What are we going to look forward to out at Lockhouse this summer?
Well, we're actually throwing our second annual music festival this July 27th and 28th. It's a 2-day music festival featuring over 35 bands on 2 stages. Music festivals, you're going to see a lot more popping up these days, and we wanted to bring one to our hometown of Buffalo because it has such a historic and traditionally diverse music selection. It's important to show everybody and give everybody a chance to hear what they want, and live music is certainly a good way to do that.
What are the dates of that again, Corey?
That's July 27th and 28th, and if anyone wants more information, they can go to cobblestonelive.com or look for us under Cobblestone Live Music and Arts Festival.
CobblestoneLive.com. I got Miss Kirsten in the background, who has been a professional photographer of concerts for only the past 10 years, and she's smiling. So
yes.
We're probably going to be getting in the car and coming out, so how that goes.
We'd love to have you.
It'll be a lot of fun.
All right. Well, not out in your neck of the woods, but further east in your beautiful state of New York, we have our U.S. Open Golf Championship this summer coming up, and it's going to be a little different out in New York City Metro, where cocktails play a particular role in American culture, but they hit it pretty They celebrate it out there, don't they? How is it different out there in New York City compared to where you are in Western New York?
Well, New York City is obviously a much bigger market. It's got about an extra 2 million people compared to what we're used to here in Buffalo. No big deal. But cocktails definitely play a big role in the culture. But collectively, over the last 10 years, this whole craft consumer culture that we've seen grow and that we're all too familiar with now has only encouraged the growth of not only the cocktail scene, but consumer information and education.
Yeah.
Whether you're in diapers, latex, or distillation, the best thing we could do is education.
Yep.
That's how we move this ball forward. And New York City's kind of on the forefront of that with the various cocktail bars and programs that they have for their beverages.
Yep. New York has the highest concentration of distilleries of any state east of the Mississippi. Of course, we've kind of presumed that, didn't we, Randy?
Well, Tim, he could come up with if I was a distiller, I'd come up with, just for the short run,
yes, sir,
a bottle that would be the number 2. You know why? Because that would be where Phil Mickelson had one of his second place finishes the last time.
Oh, that's right.
Remember that errant forward that he had left and out there? But, you get Phil to come in.
That was way left.
Yeah, he's just a touch. Anyway, he lost. But, we got that golf side to us, Corey, and that's why golf.
They're all headed to Shinnecock this summer. The oldest formal organized golf club in the United States goes right along with the distilling history out there, Corey.
Yeah, well, it's actually funny you mentioned Phil Mickelson, because we were entertaining, working, and developing a vodka that we would brand it as Philip My Glass, and
there you go.
We didn't end up moving forward on it, but the idea is still there.
Absolutely.
Well, you could call it the Mickelson. You know what his wife gave to him?
That would be a good name for a cocktail.
Yeah, it would be. You know what his wife gave to him for his birthday? A couple
What's
years
that,
ago?
Randy?
It only cost $4.5 million.
Ooh.
It was a real T-Rex dinosaur head dug out of South America.
I did hear that.
A little paperweight for the desk. Corey, we're going to be out there. We're going to come out stalking you here. We got all these
We're going to go to Buffalo and have some. Yeah.
I mean, I'd love a paperweight dinosaur head or otherwise.
Yeah.
Listen, Corey, the Corey Moscato Show is now coming to a halt. We're going to have you come back on. This is what we're here for, Corey, providing this high cultural, highbrow, informational channel. But we do want to help you with your social media. Our Links and Libations magazine is coming out in 2 or 3 weeks, and if you hadn't had a chance to take a look at that, it's great for your people to sit and follow you. So, look, we'll have you back on soon. New York's going to be it's a target, and we're going to be there.
I really appreciate your time, gentlemen.
Cheers, Corey.
Have a good one.
All right.
Isn't that good? I mean, we get more invitations to New York than we do to come back home.
Yeah, we got to get out to Shinnecock. We can coordinate this, Uncle Randy. The earliest links course in America, Shinnecock. It's an American classic.
Do you remember how those greens are designed?
Oh, my gosh.
They're like saucers upside down.
Oh, yes.
That's where, I was telling Kira the other day, that's where Mr. Daly hit a moving putt.
Oh, that's right. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he walked off.
Yeah, he said, I think I'm done here now.
Yeah. Just an ultimate examination of tournament golf. Shinnecock Hills.
The Distillers, they work hard. Corey's a cool guy. Talked with him 2 or 3 times, and he's rock solid citizen.
Well, they're all passionate about what they're doing. All these unique characters we meet along the way.
Yeah, at Buffalo, New York. Who's that coach that used to be out there? That they had a lot of success with the old football coaches there back in the day. I just read something about him. Anyway, that is the Distillery Brewery Wineries of the World with young Tim Bona, myself, Randy Weckerly, Kira Peterson behind the camera.
Thanks, Kira.
Moscato of the New York Distillers Guild, and we'll be back next week. Talk to you later.